Being born and raised in Italy, I chose to study international relations because I wanted to combine my passion for politics and my desire to develop a worldwide view of those issues I was interested in with my personal background. I first went to Chico State not knowing exactly the difference between political science and international relations. And after speaking with advisors and taking a couple of classes, I decided that IR or international relations was the way to go. And I also was really attracted to the Model United Nations program, which I knew was available to any majors, but particularly gave credits for the IR major. And so just all those things combined with great faculty and great people overall that were interested in the same subject matters I was, led me to decide to major in IR. My most memorable experience from my time at Chico State was my participation in the Model United Nations program. So I started off during my junior year at Chico State, and the first conference that I attended was in Seattle. And I was actually assigned Russia, which was one of the most coveted countries to represent at the conference. And it was just an incredible experience to be able to write a policy paper and argue the position that I represented as Russia during the conference, sort of maintaining like a more rigid and structured persona while communicating with people that represented other countries so that I could actually portray how a Russian diplomat might approach such a conference at the United Nations. And then my Model UN experience also led me to the conference in New York City, where I represented Brazil together with all my fellow classmates at Chico State. And needless to say, we performed really well in both conferences because it's tough to participate in the class, but it's also very rewarding. So we would meet during Saturday sessions, pretty much all day, like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to make sure that we had our speeches down, that we knew how to relay the policy that we prepared, either through the paper or through direct speeches to the rest of the room. And then finally, my last experience was in Washington, D.C. So D.C., it's sort of a little bit of a different scenario because it's only a small group of students that is selected to go rather than the entire class, because the conference is more advanced, but it takes place in the fall semester. So that is usually when a Model United Nations class just gets started and is getting ready to go to Seattle. And so they're not necessarily at the level where we want to take them to DC. And that leads to returning students together with the officer class, which is senior students that act as the professors in the class, go and represent whatever country is assigned to Chico State that year. And so even though it was definitely challenging all throughout the whole year and a half of my involvement, it was just a great way to make friends. Majoring in IR has helped me well throughout my career. First, by obtaining a development associate job with Peace Action, which is a nonprofit organization based in the Bay Area. And then second, it led me to law school. I am currently third year law student at UC Davis, and I will be graduating in the spring. And if I hadn't majored in international relations, I definitely would not be here today. So IR helped me get my position at Peace Action because it is a nonprofit organization that focuses on foreign policy and international relations, which is exactly what I study. So in that role, I was in charge of fundraising with major donors. And so I interacted with people either through the phone, email, or in person and explained the policies of the organization to raise money so that the people that were lobbying in DC could collaborate with lawmakers in passing pro-peace legislation. And then second, Because I was majoring in international relations and it's a relatively flexible major, I was able to study abroad in Spain and obtain a second degree in Spanish while graduating in track in 4 years. So I did an entire year where I covered mostly Spanish classes that were able to double count for both my Spanish major and my international relations major. By doing so, I became trilingual, and that was definitely something attractive for any law school, as um, as well as law firms that are looking for people that can communicate with Spanish-speaking populations, which are really big in California. So I have actually already put my Spanish knowledge to use through my summer position that I held for a technology company this past summer, and I'm hoping to be able to develop those skills even further once I become a licensed attorney in California.